Be up and running in the group. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to confirm it too. Hi, everybody. If you're watching me, I am just confirming that we are live. All right. We did it, ladies.
Yay!
Hi, everybody. We've got our wine. I said we were bringing the wine tonight. We're going to have some fun. Look, these are my favorite calls. My name's Cristina Delgado. I'm with the incredible Teresina and Emily Green, and we've teamed up to share the coaching opportunity with you guys tonight. We're so honored that you've taken time, whether you're watching live or you're going to watch the recording, that you've taken a moment in your very busy schedule to take a peek, to take a glimpse into what we are so passionate about. And you're going to hear every one of us tell our story tonight, plus a facet of coaching to give you inside information so that at the end of this call, you can make a decision. Now, of course, we hope that that decision is that you join our team. We've got an amazing team. We're going to talk to you about that tonight. But again, it's just, this is a great call because for me, and I'm going to tell my story in just a second, it really does signify the beginning of something that can change your life. And the reason why I say that so confidently is that it's changed mine, and it's changed Tara's life, and it's changed Emily's life. And we hope that you can say the same about Beachbody and about Diesel Nation at some point of your life, because it really has done that for us. So like I said, my name is Cristina Delgado. I'm one of your hosts tonight, obviously. I have been a coach for 8.5 years. So like in Beachbody coaching world, that makes me like the grandma, the dinosaur coach of the group. But you can ask Tara and you can ask Emily, I work this business like if it was day one for me, because I freaking love it. I am still 110% committed to helping people in both their health and fitness, and also helping people in starting a fitness business, which is my absolute passion. Why? Because 8.5 years ago, I was in a body that I hated. I had 2 little ones, Marley and DJ, which, by the way, if they walk in, I apologize in advance. My husband's out of town right now, so it's very possible you're going to see them tonight. You might even see Tara's kids. You might even see Emily's kids running around. So that's just the way we roll. But I had babies, and before having babies, I used to live at the gym with my sister, who, by the way, is my coach. And we loved fitness, and we even had a business selling fitness clothes. And so it was our world, but then we both had kids and around the same time. But what happened, my best friend, who also happens to be my sister's best friend, Elaine, had ordered P90X off the infomercial, which is so common. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching either own P90X or maybe Insanity on DVD, or know someone that owns P90X or Insanity, or maybe even a burnt copy. Like I think Tara might have that story, which is so common. And Elaine, my best friend, lent my sister P90X, and I watched my sister day in and day out push play after having a baby and getting back into shape and finding her confidence and herself again after children. And at the time, I myself was a practicing attorney. I was working very long hours. I practiced medical malpractice here in Florida, in Miami. Very demanding, very tough. It's a man's world. And I was just trying to like survive in it and learn as much as I can so that I could have a decent or thriving at some point legal career. And on top of that, I didn't understand how people that had these busy lives could be in shape, could get to the gym, could be healthy, because I felt like I was drowning every single day. And I would wake up and I just didn't understand. But then I saw someone do it, and that was my sister Becky. I saw her sacrifice time and getting up early in the morning and getting her workouts in. And at the end of these 90 days, she was a brand new person. And so she was introduced to the coaching opportunity kind of by accident on Facebook, which happens to a lot of people. They stumble on an Instagram account. Maybe some of you stumbled on one of our accounts and you're a little bit interested. Well, same thing happened to Becky 8.5 years ago. It took her 4 or 5 days to make the decision to become a coach. And she really had no idea what she was doing. And I'm telling her story because it really kind of molds into my decision to become a coach. Well, she didn't know what she was doing, but she wanted to help people feel like she felt. And so she literally hit the ground running, very similar to Emily's story, right off the bat. And she set a goal of making $50 a week with Beachbody, and she was so excited about it. But my story is very different than my sister's. My sister was very eager to start her business. When she became a coach, I told her I didn't want to become a coach. And the reason why is because I was very uber focused on my career. I had 2 little ones at home. I network marketing, which is what this is, always had this very icky feeling to me because people would invite me to their home parties and then you kind of felt pressured to buy something, or I didn't really care for the products or anything like that. And so I didn't really want to get involved in a business like this. I didn't want to spend any time, the little time that I had left over from working and raising babies and having a household and a husband to another business. I just didn't see that for me. But of course, there's always a but, and I wouldn't be here if there wasn't a but. Beachbody introduced a shake, and it's Shakeology, which I'm sure you've heard of. And at the time, while I couldn't fathom working out, especially back then when the workouts were, an hour long, P90X, there were very long workouts. I couldn't fathom fitting that into my schedule. The one thing I could do was drink a shake because that's so easy to do. And so when Becky said, I know you're not ready for the workouts, but why don't you try Shakeology? I said, sure, why not? And back then in the Stone Ages, there was 2 flavors. It was chocolate and greenberry. That's it. Now we have like 9 flavors, but there was 2 flavors, chocolate and greenberry. And I know Tara knows this. I don't like chocolate. So I had to drink this green, like really green shake. And someone that didn't eat vegetables had a really hard time with that. But I had a decision to make. I was either going to continue making excuses in my life as to why I didn't have time, why I couldn't be healthy, why I couldn't plan meals, why I couldn't do this for myself, or I could just make a decision to say, just drink the shake. And I drank the shake. And within 3 months, I was a brand new person. I really did start my Beachbody story with Shakeology. It changed everything for me. It changed the way I felt. It changed my energy levels. It changed the way that I saw food. I started to appreciate healthy food as opposed to non-healthy food. It started to make me just more energetic, and I almost wanted to now take my results to the next level with fitness. So it's almost like the opposite of a lot of people's story, but it really, for me, started with Shakeology. And to this day, I've drank it for almost 9 years. It is everything to me. Now it's vegan latte. That's my favorite. That's my jam. But it really was that lifeline that I needed as that first step into health and fitness. And I think everybody needs that lifeline. And it was for me. So fast forward, I did start working out. I started sacrificing time. I started waking up early, getting my workouts in before work. And then my sister introduced me to the Beachbody community, which is this now. Back then it was more live. In fact, we have a live event coming up this weekend, but back then it was, we didn't have all these things. It was like phone calls and stuff like that. But I went to an event called Super Saturday, and I got to see the different success stories from different coaches I did not know. Like, I knew my sister was a coach, and that's it. And I got to hear about amazing weight loss stories, like 50 pounds, 60 pounds, some even like 100 pounds with these home workouts. And I'm like, what? Like, my mind melted into an oblivion that day. I didn't understand that this was a thing, like a real thing. And so that day, January 11, 2011, was the first day of the rest of my life. I always say that because it was the day I said, I want this and I want all of it. Like, I just didn't want to only be healthy and fit, because that was at the beginning what I wanted. And I did sign up for the discount. We're going to talk about that. But on January 11th, 2011, I said, I want it all. I want to get fit. I want to be healthy, but I also want a team. I want to go on the trips. I want to make a lot of money. I want it all. I want it all. And I put my head down. My sister and I both put our heads down and we got to work. And not to bore you with all the details, but 8.5 years later, we've done some amazing things in this business that if I were to start telling you and naming them off, you would be like, nah, like that's not even possible, right? Like sometimes people hear us say, you know, what our weekly earnings are, and they're like, they don't even believe it. And I sometimes don't believe it. But I will tell you this. I retired from the practice of law in 2014. In 2015, my husband and I, Beachbody business, surpassed the $1 million mark. In 2016, in 1 year, we made 7 figures. And it goes on and on from there. Our team, Diesel Nation, is about 12,000 coaches strong. And we have amazing coaches on our team. I pride myself on the family feel that we have with our organization. Emily's been in the business for what now? About 1.5 years, 2 years? 2 years. And while she lives across the country, I feel like she's just part of our family. When I see her at Summit, it's like big hug, like it's not awkward, you know, because we are in each other's lives, cheering each other on. And that's what I've always wanted for our team. And in our team, which I like to refer to as the United Nations of Beachbody, because you have so many different kinds of people from all kinds of professions. We have professionals. Tara's a teacher, military. We have everything. We have every kind of person, every religion, every sexual orientation, everything. And I find that, like, I don't know, I'm gonna start crying. But I find that to be one of the best aspects. And then on top of that, we have every kind of coach. We have an amazing community of discount coaches that love our products and just want the discount. We have hobby coaches that do this as a side gig. And you know, we're going to talk about that tonight, but they love being part of the team. They love the challenge groups, and they love earning some money every once in a while. And then you have the business building coaches, the coaches like myself and Tara and Emily, who want it all. And just like every day, this is our job. This is what we want to do. And we want to invite people to do it with us. And so that's why you're here. So I'm going to stop talking because I'm a lawyer and I'm trained to just yap until I convince you. And I don't want to do that because we have some amazing stories. But I'm going to tell you this, that what I want you to do is, number one, I want you to open your heart. I want you to open your mind to the possibility of what you can do with your life. And it's going to be different, right? This is one of those things where tonight, and just for this, the next 45 minutes, I want you to think outside the box for your life. We are conditioned from very young to think that success is defined within certain parameters. Like in my life, it was, you have to get good grades, you have to go to undergrad, you have to get amazing grades in undergrad, you have to pass the LSAT, you have to get into law school, you have to get a job at a fantastic law firm, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it was taught to me. That's what in my head it was defined as. What I've realized by thinking outside the box and dreaming, because I didn't know how to dream up until Beachbody, having a vision for your life, all that stuff that maybe is a little odd to most people, that has created an incredible ripple effect in my life that's changed my life. And so I want you to do the same just for now. I want you to dream. I want you to have hope. I want you to open your eyes and your heart to the what ifs. And I want you to, for the next 45 minutes, think that things can be different if you just think differently. And this is one of those things. But at the same token, understand that there's so much more to this business. And I think with Tara's story and with Emily's story and with my story, you're going to be able to understand that there's a beautiful community that we're a part of, that is supportive, that is fun. We just came back from a cruise and had a blast together. All of our kids were there. Well, not Emily's kids, but Emily was on a honeymoon. Tara's kids, my kids were there. There's the travel component. There's the support. There's the friendships. There's so many things that are really impactful that can change your life. So I hope that you just take everything to heart. And at the end of this, you talk to the person that brought you into this group and you decide to join our team. And guess what, ladies? I forgot to share my 2 slides. I had one job and I forgot to share this slide and this slide, which I should point out this picture. Both of these pictures are 2 of my faves. Obviously, this one up here is our team picture from Summit, which every Saturday at Summit, we wear red. We take this huge family, I call it the family portrait. Everybody at Summit is like, oh, there's Diesel Nation. And then this picture down here of the 3 of us was taken in Riviera Maya, right? Riviera Maya, Mexico, trip of a lifetime. We had so much fun. And these are the kind of experiences that we have. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna turn it over to Tara, who's going to take a sip of her wine.
Hold on.
And she's going to tell her story and also share how we earn in the business. Tara.
Thank you. So I just want to say that even though I can be completely vulnerable and come across as this like outgoing person on social media, speaking in front of 100 people freaks me out. So I just want to throw that out there, okay? Because yes, we still get nervous doing these calls, but I am Tara. I am a mom of 3 boys. I have an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. I was a teacher for 15 years. I now do Beachbody full time, and I have lost collectively like 90 pounds from my heaviest weight from years ago. But I want to get into that and how this all kind of like transpired, and how everything kind of set the stage to be where I am today with Beachbody. Because although I say often, I wish this opportunity would have come into my life years ago, I think there's a reason why everything happened the way it did. So it came into my life at this time so that I can appreciate it and run with it the way that I have been able to and that I plan on continuing to. So my weight loss struggle actually started when, like, the day I turned 20. Like, as soon as I hit my 20s, I was just packing on pounds, and I was always like this big in high school and growing up. So I had no idea how to diet or lose weight because I never really had to watch what I was eating. I was that person, like, in my teenage years that I could live off of chocolate cake and I never gained a pound. And I hit my 20s and it all came on. And then I got married when I was like 23. We had a bunch of infertility issues, we had 2 miscarriages and an ectopic pregnancy. Anyways, I was just packing the pounds on, like just they were just coming on. I had my first son, he's almost 12. And I never lost the weight after him. I gained about 70 pounds with his pregnancy. I never fully lost the weight until I got pregnant with my second son. And then I gained about 75 pounds or so. I was 230 pounds after I had my second son. Just to give you an idea, I'm at like 140, like muscular. So, I mean, a big difference, but I was sitting at 230 pounds, and I had no idea what to do. So I was that person that tried every fad diet, cutting out and depriving myself of certain food groups. I had tried every diet pill, every wrap, every injection. I was doing those B12 injections. I had bruises all over my body. I mean, I tried it all. I was even trying like Brazilian diet pills, like things that were like on the black market. I hope this doesn't get out there too much, but like I was trying everything and nothing was working for years. I mean, I would lose a couple pounds and then it would plateau. So it was like a really long journey. So when people ask me how long did it take you to lose the weight, I don't know, from when I actually started trying or from when I actually started, I don't know. So there's 2 different numbers there. But as a last resort, I finally decided, okay, I'm going to try this diet and exercise thing. And I went with it. I started just losing weight. It was my last resort. So isn't that ironic that like the one thing that works is the last thing, that you're resorting to after all of these, crazy things. And I started this transformation, and I ended up losing 90 pounds with diet and exercise. I can't tell you that there was anything else that I was doing at that time. And I started to naturally inspire other people, and people were inquiring about it. They were congratulating me. They were asking me what I was doing, because everybody wants to know the secret, right? You know, everybody's like, well, what are you doing? You got to be doing something else. You can't just be exercising and dieting. And I got this passion that I wanted to help women and moms, but really I wanted to help moms get their lives back, because I kind of like felt like I didn't know who I was before. And I don't think it had anything to do with the physical. It was just that I was lost in the repetitive actions of taking care of a family and taking care of kids. And I did nothing for myself. And I just was like lost. And I think that when I started losing the weight and focusing on myself was when I really started to find myself, and not in a physical, conceited type of way, but just in a way like, oh, I'm actually investing time into myself. So it kind of became away from the pounds and the stress of that. And I think it just started naturally coming off with that way. And so I wanted to reach women. I wanted to reach moms who felt that lost mentality. But I didn't know exactly how to do it. I didn't have the tools to do it. I didn't have the knowledge to do it. I don't know. I was just eating, salads and greens and the things that you're supposed to be eating. I dabbled a little bit into network marketing. I had a little bit of success and a little bit of or actually I should say a lot of failure, because I didn't really like the pushing of products. I was more about the lifestyle, not the pushing of, do this and this will help you. And so I didn't really know how to inspire women. I knew like my story inspired women, but I wasn't giving them a strategy. I'm telling you, you can do it, but I'm not telling you how to do it, because I'm still kind of lost. And that's when this was after my second son. I actually got certified as a personal trainer and sports nutrition consultant, because I wanted to be able to give those resources to women. At that time, I was going through a divorce that kind of sprung up on me. And I used fitness as a way to relieve my stress. So I started getting more into shape and more into doing what I was doing. And I was putting a lot of time into trying to help women with this personal training on the side. And first of all, it's time consuming. And if you're going through a divorce and you're doing the single parenting thing and, your mindset's elsewhere, it's like you're working for peanuts type of thing. But I wasn't doing it for the money. I don't want to say I was, but I was definitely trying to help women, and I wasn't reaching a lot of women that way. And at that time, I still didn't feel like I had the knowledge to provide women with meal plans and fitness strategies and fitness workouts and all of that. But I was sharing, and then, so then I was, sorry, losing my train of thought here. So then my life kind of took another whirlwind after my divorce, or I was in the middle of my divorce, and I found out I was pregnant with my third son. Now this is when it's going to get emotional for me. So this is why I need wine. So I found out I was pregnant with my third son. Selfishly on the inside, I was like, well, I just got into the best shape of my life. I'm going through all of this stuff and I just got pregnant. Like, this is like not the greatest time for this. But little did I know, like I said, everything kind of just happens for a reason, and everything lays out for a reason. I was just in shambles with trying to get my life back together. I was about $100,000 in debt, because everything from the divorce, all of our accrued credit and debt and everything was kind of in my name. So I carried all of that. I ended up gaining about 55 pounds back with my pregnancy, with my third pregnancy. And I couldn't wait to get back into the gym. I couldn't wait to, start focusing on myself, because that was my stress reliever. And so after I had my son, I took him to the gym. I was like 6 weeks post-op. Actually, first I left him with my mom, and she would tell me how he cried the whole time. And then I started taking him to the gym with me, and then he would cry the whole time. I was the girl that was in the class, and 10 minutes into the class, they would come and they would get me out, and they would say, we cannot calm him down. And I couldn't figure out, how am I going to get back into shape? I mean, this is like my sanity, and I want to get back to where I was. I want to be able to still help and inspire other women. And if you knew my son, because some of you might be following me on Instagram, he's in all my workout videos now. So it's like he kind of knew, I joke about this, that he's like, no, you can't go to the gym and leave me home. Like, we have to do this together, Mom. So now I'm so grateful for this opportunity, because I'm able to now bring him into this. But so I started doing workouts at home, because I had no choice, but there was only like so many lunges, squats, bicep curls you can do, I just didn't have that creative mindset to figure out workouts and be creative to work every part of my body. I needed that variety. I needed that change. I needed a stability. I'd have some girlfriends over a couple times a week, but you're not going to get results just a couple times a week. I needed something constant. And I started hearing about Beachbody, and I started hearing about this craze that was surrounding something called the 21-day fix. I don't know if you've heard about that, but it was going around. And so I started looking it up, and I started researching not just Beachbody, but I started researching the opportunity attached to it, not just the fitness thing. And I was like, wait, this is something that I think I could actually provide to women as well. Like, I think this is something that could work for me because I can't get to a gym anymore. And I was kind of stumped on what to do at home with limited equipment. And I think this is something that I can start to do with other women and actually be able to fulfill that passion of mine as well. In addition, the extra income is something that's going to help. I didn't envision leaving teaching when I started Beachbody. It wasn't like a goal of mine because I was the sole financial caregiver, so I need that stability. I need the health insurance for the kids. I need certain things, but if it could help me get through the struggles that I was going through. I had my car repossessed. I was facing bankruptcy. My divorce went on for a few years, so you can imagine the legal fees that were associated with that. So if I could get just a little bit of extra income from Beachbody and from helping other women, which is something I want to do anyways, then I had to look into this. And in addition, so I started looking around, and I started looking also at teams, and I kept on coming across Christina Delgado and Diesel Nation. And I totally just vibed with her. Never met her before, but I totally just vibed with her energy. And I was coming across other teams, but it was something with Diesel Nation. And I think it was just like she was saying, it's just so much variety. And yet everybody that's working the business is putting in effort and having fun and getting success and getting results, that I was like, wow, like they're together and they're working this and they're helping each other. And it's just that whole community. And that was another thing that I was like, I could use a group of positive people in my life right now. Like, I really could use that. And so I ended up actually reaching out to Christina. I think it was on Facebook at the time. I don't think Instagram was as popular then. And I got her on the phone, and I drilled her in questions. Like, I interviewed her, she jokes, with questions, because I was like, I need this to work for me. So I want to know everything there is to know about this. And I signed up pretty much immediately. I think the next day or something, I pretty much signed up. And I got I got running. I was like, yes, this is going to work for me. I need to make a few extra $100 a month or something like that. And then a couple months in, I just fizzled out. And I want to share this with you because some people feel this way, when they come on. I had this conception that nobody understood what I was going through. I was going through a divorce. I was going through bankruptcy. I had these, I just gone back to work after having my third son. I was in a different school. I had no time. Who was going to do the laundry? Who was going to cook for them? Who was going to do this? Like, I was just like, there's no way that this could work for me. I can't be a coach. I don't have time for myself. But for a year, I stayed committed to the programs and to the products, and I saw that they worked. And I saw the people on the team having success without me, because I'm just like the spectator at this point, because I was just fizzled out. And exactly 1 year later, so I signed up in August 2015, and exactly 1 year later, it was like the last week of July of 2016, I had a conversation with Christina, and it was like, she just gave me like that tough love talk, and she was just like, and I remember her words, it was woman up. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I kind of do. Like, I need this to work. I need this more than anything. Like, I am driving around in my mom's old car. I need something else in my life. And just something clicked, and it was that decision that I made, and that I said that this was going to work for me. This was going to work for our family. And from then on, I have not stopped running. And I kick myself every single day that I wasted a year just watching everybody else have success. And I didn't do anything about it until I literally made that decision. And in my mindset, I was thinking, but how are people going to look at me for inspiration. I'm literally at rock bottom. Like I am financially, physically, emotionally, I am at rock bottom. How am I going to inspire people? But I made that decision that somehow, some way, I'm going to make it happen. And Emily's going to get into how we do all of this. And the skill set is really taught, but that drive comes from you guys. That drive comes from inside. And I had that drive. I just didn't know how I was going to execute it yet. So, but little did I know that coming from rock bottom and that struggle was what people relate to. They don't relate to the, to the perfect lifestyle, because who really has that perfect lifestyle? Maybe, your life is not as in shambles as mine was, but we have those struggles. And I worked this business for 2 full school years, day in and day out. I didn't miss a day working. Now, what I mean by that is not that I sat down and I spent hours working the business. I was teaching. I was raising my kids. I was holding a household. I was doing all of these things, but in little pockets of time, I committed to working the business. During those 2 years, I can't tell you, I just learned the other day what Game of Thrones GOT is, okay? So just to give you an idea, I made sacrifices. Yes, I didn't, binge on Netflix, but I made sacrifices in the little pockets of time. My laundry might have piled up a little bit longer than usual, but I made it happen. And for 2 full school years, that's how I lived, in little pockets of time working this business. During those 2 school years, I earned the trips. Within months of coming back into the business, I earned the trip to Punta Cana. I earned the following trip to Riviera and Maya, and I just earned the trip to the cruise where I finally took the kids along, which was exciting and exhausting at the same time. I did it while I was working full time. And during those 2 years, little things started happening. The first thing I remember was I was able to take the kids to Disney World, which we have gone to Disney World before all of everything happened in our lives, but I didn't think that was something that was going to happen for a while, especially because I did face bankruptcy and I didn't have credit to roll back on it. It was something that had to come cash, and that was the first big thing. The second big thing was I was able to buy a car. It was a used car. I didn't care. It was a car. I bought it. I was so excited about this. I just recently traded it in and was able to buy a new car. These steps in the right direction is what is amazing. And then after 2 full school years of working this business, this summer, I was able to walk away from the classroom. And now I'm going to get emotional again. I was able to walk away from the classroom, and not that I didn't like my job. I loved my job, but it was demanding, exhausting, and I was not able to be a present mom to my children. And if you're not a parent out there, and if you plan on it, it's amazing to be able to go to school functions and not have to pick and choose. It's amazing to be able to volunteer in the classrooms. I'm the room parent for the first time in 11 years with my kids. I haven't missed an event. My kid gets sick. They know they can call me. I'm there. It's not about the money, and I'm going to talk about the earning right now, but I don't want you to get wrapped up in, oh, are these people like money hungry? No, it's about the experiences. It's about what this can do for your life. And it started out, and your goals may change. It started out small for me, just to get a couple $100 just to get by, because I didn't have those credit cards as a safety net anymore, to earning a Disney World trip, to buying a car, to now being able to stay home with my kids and be present with my kids and be able to fulfill this passion and help other women and men and whoever might join the team do the same thing. And that is what I want to kind of say, that, just think about this with open ears and open heart and open. I know there's a lot of skepticism around network marketing and everything, but really it's connecting with other people and believing in them and empowering them and supporting them. And that's what the whole network is about. But I want to get into kind of the ways we earn and how this can change your life. And a quick little disclaimer, because we have to follow the rules around here, is that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. This is all dependent on your efforts. And that's what I was kind of talking about, that yeah, you might have to make sacrifices. And I say this to my girls, it's not hard work, but it is work. It is effort. Emily's going to get in, like I said, and tell you exactly what we do, but you have to have that desire to do it. And there's multiple ways that we are able to earn with Beachbody. And the first the first ways that you're going to realize is the retail commission. And yes, that is around the challenge pack, Shakeology, Beachbody on Demand. Those are the ways that you're going to start to see the income come in the beginning, because you're just getting started. But you're not going to leave those people like, oh, okay, they signed up, let me just leave them alone. No, we have challenge groups you plug them into, we coach them, we help them. And that's how you continuously build your business. Here you can see that the different percentages, it varies depending on what packages there are. We have so many different packages, but a challenge pack is essentially your fitness, your nutrition, your sport, pretty much in a box or online. You're getting your nutrition plans, your meal plans. Some of them come with the Ultimate Portion Fix, the container system. You're getting your Beachbody on Demand, and you're getting plugged into our challenge groups where you're going to get our coaching and our support and our accountability. Memberships is the 40% you get off of like the Beachbody on Demand. Something else that's cool is when people sign up, I don't want to get into the details of this because I'm going to bore you guys, but like when people go out to like our Beachbody websites and they sign up, guess what? They're randomly assigned coaches, and there's requirements for it, but it's realistic requirements that I don't want to get into the details of, but just that you're able to earn income off of. There's Fast Start bonuses and Fast Start Plus bonuses when you sign up coaches. We also have, this slide is a little more in depth of building your business. Team cycle bonuses are you earn from the sales of your entire downline organization. So that is anybody that you sign up as a coach, you're going to make team cycle bonuses on. The matching bonuses are actually percentages that you're going to earn on top of what your coaches are earning. And this doesn't take away from them. This is just in addition. I don't want you to think that they're losing money because you're getting a piece of it. No, this is all in addition. And then the Star Diamond leadership bonuses, guys, these are the makes you blow your mind, because some of them are my salary in a quarter. Okay, as a teacher, my teacher salary, I'm looking at these numbers like mind blown in a quarter. And these are just bonuses. This is in addition to what you're earning weekly. But that's where Beachbody puts some bonuses into a pot pretty much, and then people get percentages of it. Top coaches get percentages of that. But we also get the additional perks. In addition to your health and the community and the awesome team that you're going to be a part of, we get monthly prizes. So they constantly are doing contests and prizes and different things that you can earn, little things. I mean, we're getting stuff all the time in the mail, and it's just like Christmas over here, you know? But we also earn the all-inclusive vacations. And I know these might seem like far-fetched for you, because they did for me, because I did dabble in some network marketing years ago, and these trips were unrealistic goals for me at the time. But when I came back and started working in August of 2016, I qualified to go to Punta Cana, like not even like 8 months later. Like I qualified like 5 months later, I got the email and I was like, what do I do? I didn't even have a passport, and I had to pull it all together in 2 months. And then shortly after that, I got the email for the next year in Riviera Maya. And then this last one was extra special because I was able to take my kids on their first cruise. And I joke, and they probably heard it. I'm like, I was walking around like a mom bee, exhausted, but God, they had the best time. And that is what I'm talking about, guys. Like that is the life-changing experiences. We also have leadership conferences. I was flown out to LA for a special leadership conference. We also have the recognition that comes along with it. You know, you're congratulated and celebrated at all phases of your business. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that. I could do a whole training on how we earn, but I'm going to send it over to Emily, who is a rock star coach. She came on as a customer first, but then she's just been killing it with the business, and she has such an inspiring, and I hope she doesn't get me emotional again, story, but take it away, Em.
Okay, I apologize if you hear my crazy kids in the background, but I'm gonna go for it. I am super honored to be here tonight sharing with you guys with two of the most amazing mentors I could have ever dreamed of, and they kind of fell into my lap. So seriously, these two have added so much to my life. And I would have never had them if it weren't for this Beachbody business coaching opportunity. So that in itself to me is worth it. But I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'll jump into what we do as coaches. So my name is Emily. I am married to an active duty Marine, and I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter, and then we have 3 crazy boys that are 6, 4, and 2. So I'm a busy mama who oftentimes I am mom and alone. My husband leaves a lot. And just like Tara said, I wish I would have found this opportunity so long ago, but it came into my life literally at the perfect time. And everything does happen for a reason and in the right time. So just to give you a little background of how I got started, I was a busy NICU nurse and taking care of my boys, and had a husband that was gone. I was pregnant with my 3rd son. And of course, my husband was away. I was at work, and my water broke at 20 weeks pregnant. So anyone that's never been pregnant before knows that's way too early. So walked up to labor and delivery, and they said, well, we can induce you today. That's the only way we know you won't get an infection, or you can sit and wait until you deliver. So I sat like a ticking time bomb for 8 weeks in a hospital bed, on bed rest. And I'm an active person. I've always loved to be active. I've always loved to run. And so then going to, like hike, we lived in Hawaii at the time. So I went from being super active with my 2 boys already to just laying in a bed. So it was really tough. And we had no idea when our son was born if he was ever going to take a breath. You need that amniotic fluid for lung development. So that was his big issue, was, is he ever going to breathe? So I laid in a bed for 2 months, and then Gideon was born, and he did take a breath. He needed a lot of help in the beginning, but he spent 2 months in the NICU, and he's a total and complete miracle. And so he came home on oxygen. Again, it was 4 months pretty much solid of living in a hospital, whether it was me or him. And then coming home with a baby on oxygen, he was my main concern. I did not go back to work after him. He was my NICU baby at home. And then at like 9 months, he came off oxygen. And then at 10 months, he was 10 months old. We were set to move from Hawaii to Florida for our next military move. We were literally 2 days away from our big PCS, and he caught influenza A and pneumonia at the same time. And he had just come off oxygen. His lungs are still, those preemie little lungs, and they couldn't handle it. We literally had nothing left on the island. We had shipped our car, we had sent our household goods, we gave our house up, we had nothing left, and he landed in the pediatric ICU. So within 24 hours, in the PICU, he was so sick that he actually went into cardiac arrest. So he had no heartbeat for 15 minutes. We watched as they desperately tried to revive our son, and they got him back. And then they told us, he's going to need heart and lung bypass. We have him hanging on by a thread, but he's probably not going to survive this. If he does, he's going to have organ damage, brain damage. He's not going to be your same baby. And once again, our little miracle proved everybody wrong. And God provided us with the most amazing miracle. He made a full recovery in 2 weeks. The doctors couldn't even wrap their heads around it. Nobody could understand why. But then we brought home this, he was recovered, but very still medically fragile. They told us he cannot get sick again for another year, which, hello, I have 2 other kids at home. How in the world am I going to make that happen? So I felt like I was under house arrest. I did not want to get him sick. And so I was also at the point where I hadn't for the last year got to work on myself. I was still carrying around that baby weight. I still didn't feel I was literally laid in a bed for 8 weeks and then just, rolled into motherhood of a medically fragile child. And so I had no muscle left. And I was desperate to feel like myself again, just to have something that was for me. And running with 3 kids in a jogging stroller was not enjoyable. So it wasn't happening that often. And I wanted to find something that could work for me, could work for my kids. I couldn't take Gideon to a gym and drop him in the daycare. That was not an option. So I had seen my girlfriend posting about her challenge group, her home workouts, and I saw her getting results. And I was like, well, I know her. I trust her. I have worked out with her before. I know she's legit. So why not give this a try? And so I jumped in. I jumped in with 2 feet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry. My husband's calling me. Sorry. Oh, here. Sorry, you guys. Where did you go? Oh my dear. Sam. I can't find it. Oh my gosh.
Did it close?
Yeah, where did it go?
Find your Zoom.
Sorry, are you guys there?
Yeah.
Okay, you're there. I just can't find you. But there we go. Oh my gosh, sorry. Of course, my husband's trying to call me now. Right at the right time. Come on, babe, you're messing up my call. My big moment. Anyways, so I jumped in with 2 feet. I started doing the 21-day fix and fell in love with Autumn and drinking Shakeology and doing it right with my babies in the living room. And I literally could sit him in the bouncer. I could get 30 minutes for me. And I started to feel like myself again. And I loved it. And I had no idea how much I was going to love it. I would take my workouts outside in the front yard or, wherever I needed to be for my kids, but it worked and it was so exciting. So I stuck with it. Within my first 21 days, I was feeling different. I would say there was, I could see a little bit difference, but it was more how I was feeling. And I could feel myself coming alive again. And so I kept rolling with it, went to the 21-day fix extreme. And then I got a little nudge from my coach and from Tara, like, hey, there's this coaching opportunity. And just like you probably are sitting there today, like a little skeptic of like network marketing and being a salesperson and being too salesy. I was like, I'm not a salesperson. I've been approached by every other company, whether it's like skincare, which I probably should be passionate about because I see those wrinkles coming in, but it's not a passion for me. And, but then I just let that sit and I started to think, you know what? I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about getting my health back on track. And I'm passionate about maybe helping another mom who's in my shoes, who thinks she doesn't have time for herself. And it might be too hard to, get your kids to the gym, or you don't want to go running with 3 kids, or you're a military wife and your husband leaves all the time and it's all about him and his career and your kids, and you get lost in the cracks. And so I thought, you know what? I'll just put it out there and maybe it'll cover my Shakeology because I really love it. I love Shakeology. So I'll see what happens. And so I did. And I was vulnerable and that's scary. But I knew if I was doing something that was making me a little scared, then maybe I was on the right track. Like breaking out of my comfort zone. These workouts were breaking me out of my comfort zone. So I was going to take it, to maybe see what would happen. And I got amazing feedback from people that were like, this is perfect for you. Like, how can I join you? So for what started as just to get my Shakeology covered, then I started to have more people join me. And I started to see the financial, benefits trickle in. And I started to really have girls that wanted to join me and build their teams. I realized that there's more to this and I can do this. And yes, Beachbody's been around for a while. Yes, there are a lot of coaches like Christina who have been in it for years and years and years. But they're not successful because they've been in it for that long. They're successful because they do the work, and they still do the work day in and day out every day. So I could start now, and I can do this now, and I have a different demographic that I can reach, other than what Tara and Christina do. So I have a story to share, and I'm going to start sharing it. And as I did, my business has grown, and I have been able to, it started small, paying for some groceries from my Beachbody money, paying for karate this month or soccer. And then being able to stay home with my boys. And, we still are in a place where I don't want to put Gideon into childcare, and I am not ready to go back to work as a nurse. And I'm thankful that I'm now able to stay at home and give my boys, my husband works crazy long hours. So there would be no quality of life for them. They would not do karate. They would not do soccer. So that drives me to keep pushing, to keep doing this. And then if someday when my kids are in school and I want to go back to nursing, it's because it's a hobby, and I will get to that will be my hobby. That will be my side hustle. That will be just for fun. But I found a passion in helping other women take control of their health and their fitness, and come right alongside them and be their biggest cheerleader. And so I was just able to take my husband on our very first vacation since our honeymoon, thanks to Beachbody and this coaching opportunity. And while we were there, I got my biggest paycheck ever, goosebumps, while I was on the cruise. So my mind's totally blown. This has been such a big blessing for us. And this is literally just the very beginning. And I'm not stopping here. And we want our team to expand. We want you to join us, and we want you to see all the opportunity that is here, and what a blessing it could be in your life too. So there's my story. And I will just tell you guys a little bit about what we do as coaches and what that actually means. So we literally are just real people who have used these programs to get real results. And then we've turned that into making a real impact in somebody else's life. So I want to debunk some myths for you. There is no qualifications to coaching other than the fact that you want to continue to work on yourself, be in a fitness and nutrition program for you first and foremost, and then have a desire to help somebody else do the same. That's it. You do not have to be at a certain goal weight. You do not have to be a personal trainer. You don't have to be a nutritionist, and you don't have to be a business professional. All of those things are provided by Beachbody for us. And so all those tools are given to us, and you don't have to be anything like that to be qualified to be a coach. So what we do, our mission is literally just to help people achieve their goals and live a healthy life. I always say that, I'm in the business of helping somebody else live their happiest, healthiest life possible. And that's pretty freaking awesome that I get to say that that's my job. So we have some vital behaviors as coaches. And number one is be proof that the products work. So like I said before, the only qualification is that you want to continue to work on yourself. And so you do the programs, you drink Shakeology, you follow our meal plans, and you show people that if they want results, this is exactly how you do it. And I will tell you that a lot of my customers come to me because I share my results, and I did this program, I followed it to a T, and this is what you get. And it comes naturally. People are like, okay, well, if you used it and you did that, then I want to do that too. And then that rolls into connecting, inviting, and following up. So we are all about connecting with people. I think what I love most about Beachbody and this company is that we are all about relationships. And if you ever listen to our CEO, Carl Deichler, talk, that is something he stresses all the time, is it's about a relationship. I think that's how you don't become a salesperson, is because we're building relationships with people. So I connect with my potential customers and I get into their lives. I see who they really are. And then I figure out how we get them set up on a track to make them their happiest, healthiest self. We invite, yes, you do invite to join in your challenge groups, your accountability. And I use my social media, my Instagram, mostly. And so I'm constantly inviting there. And then follow-ups are huge. So I know, again, going back to the salesy thing, people are like, well, I don't want to pressure you and I don't want to make you feel like I'm pushing things on you. But really with follow-ups, we mean that you just check back in with somebody. And I think what I have found is actually in the follow-up, people are like, wow, she really cares about me. She thought enough about me to message me again and to see how I was doing. I don't ever follow up and push them into a program. I follow up and say, hey, how are you doing? I have a lot of people that say, oh, it's not the right time. I'm going to try this first. And so I will tell them, I'm going to check back in with you in a few months or, in a couple weeks, whatever the time frame may be. And then when I do, I think they're kind of like, wow, she really cared enough to think about me again. So again, it's about a relationship and building a relationship with somebody so you can really come alongside them and be their biggest cheerleader as you get them connected into your group. Obviously, we help people get results. So there it is. We give them the tools that we've used ourselves and we share it with them and we get them plugged into our accountability groups and we help them get results. That's the best part. When you have somebody that messages you and says, thank you for putting yourself out there. I don't think I would have ever achieved this if I hadn't have joined you and these programs. I can't tell you how amazing that is. That makes it all worth it. So, and then our last one is to do personal development. We all know you cannot pour from an empty cup. So we're constantly working on ourselves. And I think that's so great that we have a company that wants to remind us to take care of ourselves first. So that's whether that's like digging into a self-help book, I do my daily devotional, or whether it's listening to Rachel Hollis on a podcast so you feel like this super pumped up leader and you're ready to go take on the world. So that looks different for everybody, but there's that. And then Christina, you can move to the next one. So our tools, Beachbody gives us everything we need to share with others to help them be successful. As far as fitness goes, Beachbody On Demand, it has over 500 workouts for literally every age, level of fitness, male, female, doesn't matter. It's all there. We have a program for parents and kids, which is super fun. And my boys love to jump in and do that with me. I have we have programs that my mother-in-law can do and, all in between. So you have daily support from our challenge groups and our boot camps, whatever you want to call them. And that is seriously key. As far as nutrition goes, there's Shakeology, which has been totally key in helping me stay on track with my nutrition. And then we have our performance line, which is also amazing. I cannot live without my Energize. We also have a superfood nutrition shake for kids, which my littlest, my preemie, he's a picky eater and I can't get fat on him. So he drinks his daily sunshine and it makes me happy. We have our Portion Fix container system, which literally has changed my entire body. I have abs for the first time in my life after having 3 C-sections, thanks to these sweet little containers. And then we have 2 nutrition programs and yes, there they are. And the option for coaches to get certified in these programs. We have a nutrition app where you can chart it all down. And then we have plans for vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free. There's also our Fixate recipes that are available and amazing that fit into our container system. And then for our customers, we have private challenge groups and boot camps. A lot of people use the My Challenge Tracker app where we log our workouts, we log our Shakeology, we share recipes, we become a community. That's really where you see this community and where you get the accountability. I think a lot of people don't even know what they're missing when we tell them like, my accountability group is here and it will help you. There is absolutely no way I would be where I'm at in my fitness journey and as successful as I am just in like my level of fitness if I didn't have the accountability. And I never knew I needed it before. So, and then for coaches, we have our Coach Online Office where we have a bazillion resources from Beachbody. to help us be successful and grow our businesses. We have the Diesel Nation Academy training that Christina and some amazing leaders created that you can do on your own time and literally have all the tools you need to be a successful coach. There's a lot to learn about coaching, and you can get it all there. We have team calls and trainings. Diesel Nation is a freaking amazing team, and we have the best support. So those team calls and trainings are super fun. We have our wine, and we mastermind together on how to reach more people. We have private team pages, and like I said, seriously, all the support you need to succeed. So when you join this, you're not alone. You're not just thrown out there and expected to know what you're doing. I'm 2 years in and still asking Tara questions on a daily basis. And so we get to do this as a team. And I am seriously forever grateful for this opportunity and to get to learn from these two amazing women and all the other amazing people on our team. That's it.
I was talking to myself for a second there, muted. That's so fun. Emily, Tara, thank you so much. Your stories are both so different, but so powerful, and raw and emotional. I was like, oh, don't cry, don't cry. So thank you so much. I know it's not easy always getting vulnerable and kind of rehashing the past, but it's in that action of going back that inspires people to take action in their life. That vulnerability changes people's lives. So I thank you for that. Drink up, Emily. I ran out of wine. I'm like, I need more. I'm like, DJ, can you go get me a I know. So it's 9:30, you guys, and we promised to be an hour. So I'm gonna take 2 to 3 minutes to just close up our call so that you can start talking to your coach about what your plans are. So I really wanted this slide to kind of hash it out with you, because we covered a lot. We covered some very inspiring stories. We covered how we earn. We covered what we do, and all that in between. We also covered some of the, common mistakes people make about the business, right? For me, I thought this was a pyramid scheme. I thought I didn't have time. I thought you had to have certain, qualifications for being a coach. And obviously none of that is true. And on the time issue being one, we were all there where time was not readily available to any of us. You make time for what you prioritize. You make time for what's important to you. And this is one of those things. It's been important for all of us to be part of our team, to be part of this business, and to grow our business, and to have a powerful reason for growing this business. And so for that, you make time and you make certain sacrifices. However, at the same time, there's kind of 3 different paths, and this isn't anything that's official. You're not going to find when you sign up that you check a box that says, I'm a discount coach, or I'm a hobby coach, or I'm a business builder coach. In fact, I am one that went through all 3 of these in my coaching career. I started as a discount coach, someone that just came on board to save money on Shakeology, because as a coach, you save 25% on your purchases. And I thought that was fantastic. Like, who wouldn't want to be a coach to at least save the 25%? We do pay a $15.95 monthly business fee, which is really a drop in the bucket considering all that you get in return. And I'm just going to briefly say that my husband and I just partnered in a restaurant, and the amount of overhead it took us just to open the doors is astronomical compared to what you get as a Beachbody coach for $15.95 a month. You get the Challenge Tracker app, your coach online office. You do not handle product. That to me was one of the biggest yeses in my pro con list when I became a coach and started working the business was, do I have to start shipping things to people? And the answer is no. Beachbody does all of that for you. We have customer service and a coach relations team that handles all of the coach issues. And so you get all of that for $15.95. So a discount coach really is part of the community, but has made the decision that they want to work on themselves, right? Because I will always say that you prioritize yourself first, regardless of whether you want to work the business or not, because that's what we do. We work on our health and fitness every single day. We're proof the products work, and we're examples that Beachbody works. Of course, if you work, then you can become a hobby coach. And of course, you sign up all the same, but it's what you do and your actions. And a hobby coach probably works a full-time job outside of being a Beachbody coach, but you love the products and you love sharing them, right? When someone comes to you because they saw your post, you will share with them and probably run active challenge groups every month. You do this as what we like to say, a part-time side hustle, right? Emily talked about maybe one day nursing will be her part-time side hustle. Well, for a lot of people, Beachbody is. And I think that, there's a huge community in this kind of title of coach. Everybody that, is a hobby coach that just loves this and loves to share it and loves to help people. Then you have some coaches kind of like in our stratosphere, right? That do this all in, that do this every day, that show up to the business every single day, that set goals in their business every month, that achieve ranks, right? You might have seen the term emerald and diamond and star diamond and all of that stuff. And Tara talked about bonuses. Well, the business building coaches are the ones that get those bonuses. And it can roll into something much bigger for you financially. For instance, in my life, we were able to pay my law school loans. We were able to pay all our debt that we had amassed, which I didn't even get into our financial story. But I became a coach basically at the height of the financial market crash. And we were drowning, losing our home, all that. I mean, I could go on and on about that. Well, we were able to, as a business building coach, we have zero debt. We were able to open a restaurant. We invest in real estate. We do all these things because we've been able to be so consistent and so visionary in the business that we've created this movement. Basically, it's what it is. It's a movement. So those are the three different kinds of coaches. And then lastly, it's how do you sign up? So someone invited you to this group. That person is your coach. That person would be your sponsor. So it's up to you, both of you, to get together after this call to decide. Now, of course, I'm going to say, I hope that you decide to join us. I hope that we provided you and inspired you today to think differently, act differently, and do something different in your life that can positively impact it, whether it's just for the discount or for something much more. I personally think that there's really no cons to this because health and fitness is necessary. So why not save on those things that are necessary in your life, right? But how do you get started? Some of you might have already purchased a challenge pack. If that's the case, you're already in a challenge group. You need to talk to your coach about the best way to get signed up, right? Some of you might need to purchase a new challenge pack. Some of you might just have to pay the $40 sign-up fee, and that fee will get refunded to you because you bought a challenge pack in the past. Okay, so that's one of you. Some of you are probably listening to this call and saying, I don't have anything. I need to get started with everything. So the best thing for you to do is to purchase a challenge pack. Again, you need to talk to your coach to see what's the best course of action for you, what challenge pack to buy. I will just throw this out there because I think it's important. If you buy an Ultimate Portion Fix challenge pack right now, at this very moment in time, you will get access to an exclusive coach test group. And those are important. That means you will have direct access to Autumn Calabrese, which is the trainer that us three love, that changed our lives. You heard the 21-Day Fix. She's the creator of the 21-Day Fix. She's the creator of Ultimate Portion Fix, which is our portion control, these containers that you saw me pick up, the educational nutrition system around the portion control system. But you're going to get access to her exclusive coach test group for the 21-Day Fix Extreme. Now, what is that? It's a 21-day program. It's fantastic. Right now, all of us are doing the 21-day fixed regular program, but you'll get access to a private Facebook group with her to learn from her, to be inspired by her, to ask her questions. Like, it really is a great experience. So keep that in mind. If you get started right now, you'll have access to that. So you guys, that's it. I know we went over about 10 minutes, but I hope and I pray that we provided you with enough information to take a leap of faith. I think, you know, that image where there's someone standing at the edge of the cliff and they jump, like, it's not that scary, but that you take a risk in your life. All three of us at one point of our life, we're standing at the edge of that cliff and saying, do we do something different and take a chance on this, take a chance on ourselves? And it has paid off in more ways than one. It's changed our health. It's changed our positivity. It's changed our mindset, and it's changed our finances, and it's changed our children's lives. You know, this creates a legacy in a lot of different ways. Not only financially, it creates a legacy in terms of the example that we set for our children, which was always very important to me as we started building this team, that everybody that joins it, and I want you to think about that, how one person's decision can have a ripple effect, right? Like, my sister decided to become a coach, and then my decision to become a coach, you know, impacted her life. Her life was impacted by me, vice versa. Then Tara decided to become a coach. That, you know what I mean? It's all these decisions that impact people's lives. For a second, I want you to think about, if you said yes, who would be impacted by that decision? And I want you to think of 3 people right now that would be impacted directly. It could be a sibling. Like, think of me and my sister, right? I'm her sibling and my life was changed. It could be a parent. Can our parents benefit from a superfood nutritious shake? Yes. Can't a coworker that you talk about health and fitness all the time with, because I know I was there, benefit from this? That opportunity is right now at your fingertips. And so I want you to take that risk and join us. We'll help you get started. You guys, do you have anything that you want to add before I sign us off?
I was just thinking about something I wanted to add, because I
Go
know
ahead.
we're sitting here telling you we've helped so many people. We've had such, been able to impact so many lives. Well, I think what I always go back to is that if I only ever got to help one person, wouldn't that have been worth it, to help that one person? And so, yes, the multiple people make it even that much more better. But for me, just changing my own life and then helping somebody else, like just one, that has made it all worth it.
That's a fantastic point. And, and we get, of course, because we're in it, it's been more than one. And how awesome does that feel? Right? Like, as in my job, like, I know Emily was, and Tara, for you too, because you were a special needs teacher, so it's different. But for me, I didn't get to feel like that every day. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get to feel like that. I was a defense lawyer, the ones that are always trying to take money and save money and billable hours. Like, I didn't get to feel good. And now every day I get to hear stories like this. You know what I mean? So it's a full circle moment. And it's one that you got to think back and say, what if I didn't do this? What would my life look like? And so everybody needs to be able to take chances, and there is no downside to this. So anyway, we got to go. We've got to go. So thank you, ladies. That was fantastic. And we can't wait to welcome some new coaches to our team. Have a great night, everybody. Talk to you later.